Hi, my name is Forsberg. I'm the Vice President here at DidCon. So I'd like to talk about how you manage spare parts obsolescence. So what are obsolete parts? They're no longer used in the plant. That could be due to that you have done equipment modifications, updates. You might have put in a newer model of something, but it normally means that you had a capital project or modifications done in your plant. And this might also mean that you're actually stocking a part now that you really don't need anymore. So how can you identify parts that you no longer need? Well, there's some other processes you need to be involved in as a storeroom manager. You need to be in the project loop, as we call it. If there are capital projects or projects to change the equipment, that should be the normal process that the storeroom is involved and see what equipment has been taken out or if new parts needs to be put in stock. One way to manage that is to use the management and change process, or MOC process as we call it. In that way, you have to go through a rigorous check of all the different changes and make sure they're approved. And there should be a checklist to see what needs to be done in the storeroom to take parts out or add parts to the existing stock. You could also be part of the asset disposal process. So when assets are removed from the facility, you should check in the store and make sure there's parts that needs to be taken out or removed from the storeroom at that point. So in case you're not part of these processes or just starting this process and you don't know if you have obsolete parts, the way you can do that or manage that is to say, okay, we're going to start doing a movement report within the storeroom. Start looking at parts that hasn't moved in the last 5 years, for example, or at all. Work with maintenance and say, this part hasn't moved. Do we still use this part? You might have to go out in the plant and take a look with the support of your maintenance team. And this report should tell you that, okay, this part hasn't moved, and maybe the maintenance department decided this part no longer is used in the plant or is needed. After you're down to 5 years, maybe you can go down to 4 years and then 3 years, and then you have an ongoing process where you say every time something doesn't move in 3 years, we're going to check, make sure we need to have it in stock. Of course, there needs to be a team decision between maintenance and the storeroom. So what do you do with parts that you have to get rid of? Well, you have to write them off normally if you have them as an inventory value. And if you write something off, you have to charge that value to a budget somewhere. And that's usually something we see as a problem in many places. Nobody's really budgeting for the write-offs. And that should be an ongoing process, especially in the plant where you have a lot of changes going on. Of course, you're going to remove them from the stores, box them up, pack them up. Can we share them with other facilities? Can we sell them to somebody, on a professional trading site? Or do we just need to scrap them and get them maybe to some place that can recycle them?